Hi, today we are going to be working on half moon, getting into proper alignment and also working into yoga flows. If you have handy a yoga block, go grab it. If not, grab something similar like a water bottle or something hard that you can plant your hand on to help stabilize yourself in the balance. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to warm up with a few sun salutations just to get the blood moving, get the body warm, and then we'll start working and getting those half moons into our yoga flow. Let's come into child's pose. Let's take a few inhales and exhales here. Let yourself hear the breath. Breathe in and out. Let's come on up to all fours. Let's straighten the right leg, keeping the hands down and lifting up. And bring it back down. Let's warm up the left leg. And let's bring it back down. Let's take our hands this time. Let's take the left arm, reach it up, just get the shoulders warm. Bring it down. Let's take the right arm, bring it up. And bring it down. Good. Let's do both now. Let's take the left arm, reach it out, and take the right leg and reach it out. Hold here and breathe for 3, 2, let's bring it down. Switching sides, we're going to take the right hand, reach it out, left leg comes back. And let's bring it back down. Let's come up onto the knees. Let's reach the arms up too. And let's bring it down. Just coming into in the knees, forward fold. Let's curl the toes onto the yoga mat and let's lift up, coming in to down facing dog. Let's pedal the right, pedal the left leg. Just moving the legs back and forth, finding your groove, getting that blood flowing. Find stillness in your down facing dog. And then let's look at our thumbs. Let's bend our knees and let's just walk our feet to our hands, taking 1 or 2 steps or however many steps you feel you need. Let's stay down for forward fold and let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Arms coming up too, really opening up, feeling the stretch. And let's bring it back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back, coming into our first high plank position. Here we can come to the knees or stay up straight. Look 2 or 3 inches in front of your face. Let's shift forward, coming into our first chaturanga. Once again, you can come to the knees. Inhale it to up facing dog or to low cobra. And exhale, down facing dog. Let's look at our thumbs, bend our knees, walk our feet to our hands. Stay down, forward fold. Let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling, arms up too, relaxing the shoulders. And let's bring it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back, coming into high plank. Down to low, inhale to up facing dog, and exhale down facing dog. Let's take the right leg, bring it up towards the ceiling, bend that right knee, flex the toes, protect the hip. Take that right leg, bring it in between your hands. Let's stay down for a low lunge. Here we're gonna stay, or you can straighten that right leg. Maybe bringing that left heel down to the mat, that's up to you. And bend, coming back to a low runner's lunge. Let's do that again. Straighten and bend. Let's straighten and bend the knee. And as you bend the knee, that left heel is gonna come up, and let's rise on up, coming up into crescent lunge. Opening up the shoulders, here, holding here and breathing. And let's bring the hands down. Let's come back to high plank, down to low. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale, down facing dog. Left leg comes up towards the ceiling. Bend the left knee, flex the toes. And let's bring that left leg in between the hands. Same thing, just different sides. So stay in the low lunge or straighten that left knee, maybe bringing that right heel to the mat. Bend, lifting the heel. Straighten and bend. Straighten. And let's bend it. And as that heel comes up, suck in the lower belly. Let's rise on up, coming up into crescent lunge. Holding here and breathing. Hands through the heart. Let's bring it down, coming back into high plank. Down to low plank. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale, down facing dog. Let's look at our thumbs, bend our knees. You can walk or float your feet to your hands. Staying down, forward fold. Let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling, arms up too. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Let's bend the knees, two big toes are touched. We're gonna come into our first chair pose. This right here really warms up the legs and gets them set for balancing. Hold here for 3, 2. Let's go ahead and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step or float it back, coming into high to low push-up. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale, down facing dog. Take the right leg, let's bring it up towards the ceiling, flexing it a little bit more. Bend the right knee. Take the right leg, bring it in between the hands. And let's rise on up. This time, let's flatten that left heel and come on up to warrior one. Really feeling the stretch in that left thigh and in the right. Holding here and breathing. Hands through the heart, let's bring it down. Coming into high plank, down to low. Inhale to up facing dog. Exhale, down facing dog. Left leg goes up. Flexing a little bit more, feeling the stretch. Bend that left knee. Left leg goes in between the hands. Let's rise on up, coming up into warrior one once again. That left knee is bent, that right heel is to the mat, but our hips are square. Reaching up towards the ceiling. And let's bring it down. High to low push up. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale, down facing dog. Stay for inhale. As you exhale, look at your thumbs. Bend your knees. Walk or float your feet to your hands. Stay down, forward fold. And roll all the way up. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Let's come into chair pose again. Bend the knees. Really warming up. Our heartbeats are going. Let's lift those 10 toes off of the mat. Sitting a little deeper. Holding here and breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2. Flatten the toes. Let's come up on the hills. Off of the hills. Holding here and breathing. Legs might be a little shaky, and that's okay. I'm shaking too. For 3, 2, let's straighten the heels, straighten the legs, bring it all down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step or float it back, coming in high to low push up. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale, down facing dog. Let's take our hands and let's walk them back towards our feet this time. Let's spread the feet about mat width distance apart. We're going to give the legs a good stretch, and then we're going to get into our half moons. We're going to take the right hand. Let's bring it up towards the ceiling, and that left hand can stay right where it's at, or it can reach across, grabbing that right foot. Holding here and breathing. Let's switch sides. Left hand comes up, right hand to the center, or it can reach across, grabbing that left foot. And bring it down. And let's bring those two big toes to touch. And let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Grab a drink of water really fast. And then here, we're gonna practice our half moons. And then we're gonna flow a little bit with our half moons. So you get a little bit used to how to come into that from transitions and from other different poses. So, grab your yoga block and our half moon. If you've never done a half moon before, that's all right. Here's a great time to learn. So our half moon is where we balance on one leg. I'm gonna start on the left leg, and we bring the right leg back, and we take the left hand and we bring it down to the mat, and we try to open up those hips. The right leg is square. The hips are square, and the toes are pointed out towards the wall. And then that right hand comes up. Here's the tricky part though. Our chest might not be strong enough, or we might just not be feeling it, and so we tend to sink down. This is when a yoga block comes into play. So grab a yoga block, and depending on where you're at with your flexibility, you can have the yoga block up high, and you balance right with that left hand, opening up those hips. You see how open my hips are here? They're not sinking down. They're rising up. And the right hand comes up. Toes are flexed towards, see how they're flexed towards you in this video? Holding here. Or you can bring it down. And this is how you practice. This is how you adjust. Go up high, down to medium, down to low. Once you feel comfortable finding your balance with the block, or maybe it's on the mat, that's when you can start changing up your gaze. That's when the challenge begins and we extend. So come back into your half moon. If you want to pause the video and practice, you can. So square the hips. My hand is right in front of my face and my right arm is up. My shoulder is not sunk down, it's lifted. And here you can start practicing lifting off those fingers, and maybe the fingertips can slowly find a graze on that mat, lifting up, lifting the chest, and bring the hand back down. Practice that a few times. Then, with your gaze, how you're looking. If you were looking down at the yoga mat, try shifting your gaze towards the wall. So here, I'm balancing in my half moon, but I'm looking down at my hand. Maybe shift the gaze a little bit. And that's okay if the lower body, my hip is higher, and that's fine because my arms are shorter than my legs. So I can tend to lift up that way to square it out. But until you find your balance, it's okay to be down. Getting back to our gaze. So if you're looking towards the wall, maybe shift it up towards the ceiling. Then you can start practicing lifting off the fingers. So we have it here. You can have your yoga block, or you can come onto the mat, flexing the toes, lifting up the chest, and then practice shifting your gaze slowly. So I'm looking towards the wall or mirror, whatever you have in your class, and then you can slowly start shifting your gaze up towards the ceiling. Find the strength, find the balance, and then bring it back down. Let's come down to a forward fold. So take a second here, pause the video if you want to, and just practice, play around a little bit. Get comfortable in half moon. Use your block, or use whatever you have. I'm gonna switch legs, because my left leg was really balancing there for a little bit. Remember to do both sides. So take a deep inhale, let's get a drink of water, or continue to practice just for a second, and then let's get back to it. Let's start flowing and getting into half moon. And this is where we'll start going from transition, from pose to pose in transitions. So let's start, let's come into downward facing dog, as if we had just gotten done with our sun salutation A's and B's, which we did to warm up the body. And you can check out my other videos as well. Those will warm you up too. So we're in our down facing dog. Let's take the right leg, let's bring it up towards the ceiling, bend the right knee, flex the toes, and let's take that right leg and bring it in between the hands. We're gonna open up to warrior two. So that left knee, left heel is on the mat, and we bend that right knee, arms are at a T. Here is where we're gonna practice coming in to our half moon. So we're here, we ground that right foot, have your yoga block handy. We're going to push off this left foot and bring the right hand down, coming into half moon here on the right side. Squaring the hips, try to stack the hips on top of each other. Left hand is up, and let's bring it back to warrior two. Bend that right knee. Bring it back to warrior two, woo! And let's cartwheel those hands down, coming in high to low push up. Inhale to up facing dog. And exhale down facing dog. Let's do the left side. Left leg comes up, bend the left knee, flex the toes. Left leg goes in between the hands, rise on up to warrior two. Grounding that left foot, push off of the right, coming in half moon here on the left side. And practice right here. Where's your gaze? Is your right hip stacked on top of the left? Check that right leg. How high is it? We don't want to be starfish. We want to keep those hips level. Use a block if you need to lift the chest. Now bend the left knee. Let's bring it back to warrior two. And cartwheel the hands down, coming in high to low push up. Inhale to up dog. And let's bring it into down facing dog. Let's look at your thumbs, bend your knees, walk or float your feet to your hands. Staying down for a forward fold. And let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Let's come into mountain pose. So one of my favorite ways to do it as a teacher is to come into half moon from already doing leg balances. So whether we're in tree pose or airplane pose or big toe pose, whatever I'm in, I like to bring it into half moon that way. So we're gonna go ahead and try that. So take a deep inhale, let's reach the arms up. Hands to the heart. And let's go in from tree pose. So grounding the left foot, let's find tree pose here with the right leg, whether it's at the ankle, shin, upper thigh, or half lotus. Hands are at the heart. We stay here and breathe. We're gonna take that right knee now and bring it up towards the chest. And we're gonna push it back, coming in. I'm gonna turn for camera's sake. We're gonna push it back, coming in to airplane pose, flexing the toes. Our toes are always flexed here, and the palms are down. Squaring the hips, making sure that right hip is down. Now, here is the tricky part. We're gonna bring the left hand down. Right hip starts climbing up, stacking those hips and reaching up. Check where those toes are. Are they flexed towards the wall? And then we bring the right hand down and bring the right leg down. Stay down, forward fold. And we roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Hands to the heart. Let's do it on the right side. Tree pose, grounding the right leg. Find your balance wherever your tree pose may be. Hold here and breathe. Inhale. As you exhale, let's take the left leg. Let's bring it up. Let's shoot it back. Our hips are going to be square. Left toes are flexed towards the yoga mat. Holding here. Now, right hand comes slowly down, whether it's to your block or all the way down. Square the hips. That left hip is going to go up on top of the right. The left toes are flexed. Maybe you can start finding that balance and lift off, squaring up. Those fingers might just be right off of the mat there. And let's bring it down. Left leg down, forward fold. And let's roll all the way up, reaching up towards the ceiling and hands to the heart. Let's bring it down into child's pose, giving those legs some love. And you can stay in child's pose for as long as you would like to. So just remember with your half moon, if it's new to you, if you've never heard of it before, let's try with a block or something hard that you can rest your hand on to practice opening your chest. Remember, think of it also as like a heart opener. You don't want that right arm to be sunk down, or the left arm, whichever side you're doing it. You want to have a square shoulder and square hips. So if a block is the best resource for you right now, use it. Don't be afraid of props, okay? Keep practicing, keep trying, practice coming into it with transitions, and from there, you will be a pro in no time. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for being with me today.